all of us in the room have faced situations where, we have to deal with seemingly tough guy, right? Who is very tough, who is not ready to listen to anything. But you have to get things moving, right? If you can give us some examples, help us understand how do you navigate situations with tough people in the room, and how do you get things moving? If you can give some insights around that, I think that would be really helpful for everyone.
So, I think it's a very good question, but perhaps to a wrong person. Because I'm not known to be the toughest person in Ambit. So, as I said, I'm not known to be the toughest person. As a matter of fact, one of our virtues in Ambit, values in Ambit, is compassion. And people often ask me whether compassion is a reflection of my own weakness in taking hard decisions. And I keep reiterating to people that that's not the case. Compassion is not a weakness. Compassion is actually a strength. Compassion is ability to understand human problems and relate to them and be able to deal with them in a human manner versus in a high-handed manner. But to your question, how do you deal with tough people? How do you deal with difficult people? Again, I think the first important virtue is patience. You can't let your first impression about anybody lead you to action, because people have a habit of creating first external impression and perhaps a little different from what they actually are. So my first suggestion to everybody is, don't judge anybody too soon, particularly your colleagues. You can judge your clients very soon and decide whether you want to work or not work for them. But when it comes to your colleagues, don't judge anybody too soon. Everybody has a right to be treated fairly and given an extended period of time. But then there comes a situation where a bully shows himself to be a bully. And then you have to deal with him in a hard-nosed manner. And hard-nosed manner doesn't mean impolite manner. I always say that the manner is more important. The action is more important than the consequence. How you deal with a person is more important than the message that you deliver to him eventually. And we try and use that as a common mechanism across our organization. Never be rude, remain polite, never do it in public, always call him in the room. So I never fire anybody in public. If I have to fire him, I'll always call him in the room and then fire him. Because let his own self-pride be maintained. We have a saying in Ambit that every departing individual is an ambassador of the organization. And we want to treat him exactly that way. His period after you ask him to go or after he has resigned has to be a wonderful period so that he carries home wonderful memories. We're one of the few institutions that actually does an alumni dinner every year. When I write to all the alumni of Ambit and ask them to come and have cocktails with us and join us for an evening drink. And it's wonderful camaraderie. It's simply wonderful camaraderie. It's nice to see how people forget all their grievances and come and be a part of the same institution. So to your question, when you have to deal with a tough situation, you have to deal with a tough situation. Deal with it politely, deal with it respectfully, but deal with it firmly and decisively.
If you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.